Ladies of Reddit, what do you do when you are extremely depressed and have no one to talk to? Sleeping and eating. They aren't the healthiest ways to cope, but that's what I end up doing when I have a bad depressive day and nobody to comfort me. Also browsing Reddit because it's the closest to human contact that I have. Today I went for a walk, there was nobody around and I literally talked out loud to myself about how I was feeling. Sometimes hearing yourself verbalize your emotions can be helpful, as is writing them down, although I don't always have the energy for writing. It's a way of processing and allows some objectivity. I've also been scrolling Reddit a lot recently looking for posts that I can relate to, and that can help somewhat, but I need to be cautious of spending too much time on my phone. It can feel like connection to a point, but try to be aware whether it's helping you or just feeding the negative feelings. As an alternative, listening to an audiobook or podcast that you like can be an easy way to engage with something that requires minimal effort and can crowd out, however temporarily, the depressive thoughts. All the best to you, you're certainly not alone in feeling isolated in your depression. I hope that tomorrow can feel a bit less lonely for you. Usually smoke weed, watch funny shows and cuddle my puppy. It's no solution but gets me through the day. I have found Jackbox Games Live on Twitch is great, play games with people streaming, you don't have to say anything but it feels like you are with friends. Journaling helps me when I feel really disconnected and I'm struggling to find my way back to people. It's a safe way to talk to yourself and sometimes writing things out, sometimes over and over, and reading it an hour later can make you see or feel things from a new perspective. It's not the same thing as a friend but it meets a similar emotional need for validating input. I also read a lot gets me out of my head. I try to keep myself preoccupied. Watch easy to digest TV like a sitcom or something, do shitty BuzzFeed quizzes on my phone, sit outside and throw the ball for the dog, she doesn't care if I can't make my arms move properly and only do tiny throws. I just do whatever trivial, easy stuff I can do to pass time. Gotta make it until dinner, and then all I have to do after dinner is sleep. If things are really dire and I feel like I really need to talk about it, I call a hotline, a mental health service. I do think it's worth saying that, while I know this won't be the case for everyone, I've never been in a position where there was actually no one I could talk to. It's definitely felt like that at times, and I've fully believed that I couldn't open up to anyone, because I'd be bothering them / they didn't care. Depression lies to us a lot. I find podcasts can really help. My favorite is How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. She talks to highly successful people about their biggest fuck-ups. I find hearing people honestly sharing their difficult experiences to be really comforting. It reminds me that there's nothing inherently wrong with me and that everyone struggles. Watch home decor YouTube videos, Alexandra Gator, Rachel Metz, The Sorry Girls, watch cooking YouTube videos, Binging with Babish, Joshua Weissman, Adam Lyo, who is very calming, tidy and organize my surroundings. Every pair of pants in my underwear drawer is neatly folded and categorized by style and color. Yesterday I organized my friend's toddler's clothes. Having organized surroundings gives me a sense of inner peace. Do some yoga. Kat Meffin and Yoga with Adrian both have some great classes on YouTube. Bake something. If you don't want to eat it, you could take it to your neighbors or maybe to a local hospital or church if you're that way inclined. I've started running. I'm really terrible at it, so it takes up every ounce of mental and physical energy I have to get it done, and afterwards I feel a sense of accomplishment and also am too exhausted to care about all the stuff that's making my heart hurt. I try to talk to people even if it's strangers on the internet or find some way to escape, music usually or making art. I write everything down on a piece of paper, then I take what I wrote and write on another piece the exact opposite. Burn or tear apart the first one, really important to take an action of annihilation, and post the second on my fridge. Depression causes you to think and see only the worst options. It's super important to make your brain see the better one. Also, that doesn't mean you shouldn't allow yourself to feel sad or down. Just take actions that'll remind you of the better possibilities. One thing that helped me a lot in that is write down 3 things I am grateful for as soon as I wake up. It really helps rewire your brain and practice positive thinking. Hope it helps. I sit and tell my cats all my problems while they purr away on my lap. Listen to music, turn down the lights in my room and lay in my bed. I just embrace the feeling that it's okay if I've nobody to talk to and I am enough for myself. So yes, started loving the solitude, meditating, working out, eating and reading above all. Watch Bob's Burgers. It's such a wholesome, funny show that after a few hours it kinda kicks me back into gear. I eat and paint my nails. Not at the same time. I change my manicure every 2 to 3 days because doing my nails offers me a little bit of peace and relieves my anxiety for a few hours. Sleep, browse Reddit, go to the library, read a good book. Sing loudly until I'm all sweaty if I have the energy. Or clean the house. If I don't, I'll just watch a movie, play games, and ask my cats do they love me while lying on the floor. What I do is I talk out loud to myself about anything, pretending I'm talking to an actual therapist. I sometimes play the other side and try to make myself see things in a better light. Sure, rationalizing your feelings or their lack thereof isn't the best way to go about it, but it works for me and that's all that matters. Watch YouTube videos and pretend the YouTubers are my friends. Comment under the video and feeling good when the YouTuber actually respond or give a heart. Be active on Twitter and with my community. Something about watching cute animal videos always makes me feel a little happier inside. Google the thought you keep having. It's very likely someone on the internet has felt with a similar issue. Seeing that your experience is not so unique is a good thing. We are not alone in our suffering. Look for support from a like-minded group. I would binge eat and then sleep for 12 hours. I'm so happy that's not my life anymore. Sleep everything off. Also, if you've got pets, they'll listen. They might not understand, but they're there to remind you there are good things in life. I just read a lot of books. Depends on my energy levels. I might just lie in bed all day doing nothing other than scrolling through all my social medias and drifting in and out of sleep. I might play some of my favorite video games to give myself something fun to interact with and focus on. I might read a book. I might do some writing. If I have a lot of restless energy, super depressed days can coincide with high energy days, though rarely. I'll go for a walk or clean my room or just start knocking things off my to-do list to try and make myself feel productive and useful and keep my head distracted. Most commonly, though, it's the first one. I open a Word document and type out all the things I would say to someone if I had anyone to talk to. Sometimes I even type out their part of the conversation. I often end up writing the same things over and over, in slightly different words, and no one ever reads it, but it feels good to get it out. Put the radio on. There's something soothing about a real-life person talking to you in real time, and knowing that you're one of thousands of people enjoying it right now. Listening to the chit-chat, news, and pop music makes you feel connected to the outside world. Journaling, verbalizing your thoughts and crying are very therapeutic. Exercising seems to help. Being around friends can go either way. Sometimes it's what you need and other times it's too much and I would rather be alone. You can talk to your friends more often as a woman, but I still feel extremely disconnected if I talk about my depression and am usually met with pity. It's hard, but just keep busy. Get yourself up and shower, change your sheets, drink water, and go on a walk. I love ordering in my fav meal when I feel physically incapable of doing anything else, even if that's the only meal I eat that day. And journal. Journaling has helped my depression so much. I have a small diary specifically for those moments. I write in it whenever I feel on my lowest. It usually really helps to write down exactly what you are feeling and why. Just allowing yourself to cry and confronting your fears and emotions on paper. I always write down the dates as well, which really drive home the point for me that it is okay to sometimes feel this way. Life is not all highs all the time. There will be dips. But it also shows to me that you can get past it. Better times will come. Try to shift your focus. Think about the things that really matter to you. Work through it. One of my favorite sentences I wrote in it is, "Life is like a trampoline. When you go down, the only direction after that to go is up." And it is the most normal thing to go down sometimes. That is also how you really appreciate the highs. You can choose to stand still on a trampoline and remain neutral. Or you can jump and see where you land. I used to be depressed every single day for such a long time I didn't realize I was depressed. I thought it was normal. But I've since got better and only get what I describe as waves of depression. I'm feeling this right now. My instant reaction for some reason is to go on social media and start comparing my life to everyone else. People I've known in the past, friends I lost. Only to obviously feel worse. What I do if I catch myself in time to not go too deep this round of depression is setting goals. A big goal would be what I did last night, cleaning and organizing my bathroom. Less mess, less stress for me. Or go to the gym, it's my getaway. I don't know anyone, no one bothers me, I focus on the feeling and pushing through each set, I feel each rep, I'm in the moment. If I've got zero motivation I set smaller easier goals. Like shower, or eat a nice meal, meditate for 5 minutes. Enjoy my favorite show for an hour. Anything I think is easy and desirable to do. And tick it off as a goal. And I just keep doing that until I'm out the depressive wave. Hope this helps someone. Even a little. Depression is the worst. Watch Korean dramas, seriously. They're surprisingly therapeutic, funny, wholesome, engrossing. Makes you feel like life is pretty good after all. I like to go for a walk. I'm lucky I live somewhere safe enough I can go walking at night time. It's the only thing that clears my head even a little bit. If nothing else, it's a distraction for an hour. I listen to music. Blast my fucking eardrums. I've been using music as a coping mechanism since I was a kid. Just tuning out the rest of the world. If I turn the volume up high enough I almost forget the trash fire that has been my life. If only for a second. I listen to music. Unhealthy me would be smoking an insane amount of weed, binge eating, watching the same TV episodes over and over, that would just make me feel more guilty though. New me is walking outside more, listening to new music, getting off Netflix, changing up my morning routine. I don't really believe I'm depressed, just very sad from time to time. But I have 3 days where I can't really function the same as before. I usually just read or listen to music. Times I daydream, but that can get out of hand. On such days, when it's very bad, I stay in bed till 5 in the evening. I finally get up because I'm so hungry and then I end up eating fast food. Unless I'm lazy I will just eat some bread or some cereal. I haven't really told my family about it. I have hinted it to my friend since she has similar experience, but unlike me she is proud of it and finds it relaxing while I feel utter shame. I get very disappointed in myself when I have these days, so I'm too afraid of telling people about this. Sorry I shared something so personal, I just needed it to get out somehow. Have a nice day. I paint and do pretty much nothing else. The painting though gives me that boost of satisfaction and happiness, like I've really accomplished something. COVID-19 has been great for me getting back into art, not so great for showing who your real friends are. Honestly, I cry. I watch sad films, listen to sad songs about broken hearts and loved ones passing, and sob. I cry, talk to myself about the situation that I'm upset about and let out all my emotions, and I wallow. I write things down that I'm holding onto. I loudly sing along to sad songs and imagine myself in that situation and cry more. This usually leaves me exhausted with a headache, so I drink lots of water, or cups of tea, then have a nap/long sleep with a hot water bottle and lots of pillows to cuddle. Generally I feel better when I wake up after letting all that built up emotion and hurt out. Sometimes after that I ring/message my friends or mom if I want to talk about it with more clarity, as I've gotten all the cry and raw emotional reaction out, but sometimes I don't feel like I need to. But sometimes, a hug is exactly what you need. Microdosing shrooms, journaling, and meditating. So far the most productive ways I've found to cope, and it does actually pull me out of a funk. As opposed to eating, sleeping, partying, etc., which makes me feel bad later. I try to find someone to talk to. I do things that I enjoy and/or feel like self-care, like go for a walk in the countryside, make myself a nice meal, take a bath with a face mask on and my most expensive stuff. I might do some mindfulness meditation that focuses on self-kindness. I will normally analyze why I'm feeling the way I am and see if I can make a plan to improve the situation. I find identifying my feelings shifts my mindset from feeling them to thinking about them, which takes some of the sting out of it. I talk to myself a lot. If that's not possible, I distract myself with escapism. I daydream, read, watch TV or play a video game. That's only a temporary solution, but sometimes it's enough to break out of the funk. A little dopamine rush. I love to get outside and read when I am down. This is a little snippet from Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig that I love to reference. Actually, highly recommend this exact book for depression. Your library should have it. Self-help: How to Stop Time, Kiss. How to Travel Time, Read. How to Escape Time, Music. How to Feel Time, Write. How to Release Time, Breathe. I shut off every possible source of media, cry, write in my diary, lay in my bed underneath my blanket, cry some more, eat carbs, brush my teeth, go to bed, exercise the next day to counter those carbs, shower to counter the sweat of exercising, and then my emotions are usually settled down enough at that point to go through the process of reassuring myself that I'm okay and my feelings are valid and I just had a bad day like we all do and that I just need to focus on the present moment, smiley face. At some point I feel good enough to turn the media back on again, but then I hear /see/read about some horribly mismatched couple and we're right back to the beginning of this post /3. A walk. I miss hiking, but my local trails seem pretty full even with COVID. I watch home decor and organization shows. They give me ideas on how to at least feel more in control of something. Cuddle my kitty and hang out with my bird. Currently I'm super sad about losing Prince Charming, one of my birds, and I got a few nice comments, but what meant the most were the few who just chatted with me.